asking me questions that they would be afraid to ask you as a client, so they see that as kind of a professional, and they could, they know I might not pass that on, but they, and one of the things, of course, everyone was terrified that you were going to be a one-hit wonder.
Right, that the second book would suck. Yeah.
Absolutely, down to every person. Up the chain, down the chain, across the chain, everybody.
Yeah.
That was the question. Dan, Paul's so great. Hey, Paul, is this good? Next one's going to suck, right? It's going to be okay. Like, are we going to be okay here?
The sophomore.
Right.
Yes.
So, the second question that's come, now that the people in the know that it doesn't stink, they want to know, well, how would you describe the way that your writing has changed from The Shack to Crossroads? Is it any different?
Genre-wise, no. Whatever that genre is, which nobody knows, not even me. I don't know what it is.
Good.
So, huh?
Good.
Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with that. So the transition has been, I wanted a broader story. I wanted one where there's more character development. I wanted something where we could see through each other's eyes, and yet it be a common experience. So the genre didn't change. I think the surprise of it doesn't change. But the broadness of it, I think, has changed. I think it's a broader story. I think it's like comparing two kids for me. You can't really, because each calls a different thing out of me.
And each of them is your favorite.
Yeah, each of them is my favorite. So, when I'm thinking about Crossroads, it's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the community element to this because it's very blue collar. It's very blue collar in this story. And the protagonist is white collar, white successful guy, and it's his being buried inside a larger community that is outside of his frame of reference, really. That he then that healing and salvation of his own heart is possible, and so it's very different. John, you might speak to some of that because John has read it, Baxter's read it, and so some people have read it, and
Sure.
And John's response was it was very sweet to me because he wouldn't tell me over the phone what he thought, and he just drove over here to tell me what he thought, and it was just a really sweet response. But it was because of the distinctive between what the Shack had done. The Shack will always be the Shack. It kind of plowed a different field in a different way. And this is a good sibling for the Shack, Crossroads. Yeah.
Actually, I called and I said, can we get together? I want to talk to you about the book. Did you read it? Yeah. Okay, well, now let's talk. Let's meet. Okay. So he told Kim, and Kim's like, what? Is something wrong? What, and Paul's just like, no, John just, he just wants to come over. So I came over and we didn't talk. When I walked in the front door, the first thing I did was I hugged you.
Yeah.
I just grabbed you and said thank you.
Yeah.
It's great. I loved it.
That's the best response.
And
How often did you hug me and say thank you? There was emotion in what you communicate.
Manufacturing.
Yeah, okay.
No, there was.
The Shack is limited in terms of what it was attempting to try to communicate. You got a human being, me, in another form, basically, who's trying to work out who is this God and what does this mean to be in this interdependent relationship.
You have an avatar. Awesome.
Yeah, I have an avatar. Well, even funnier, the main character in Crossroads is my son Matthew's avatar on Xbox. That's where I got the name. And so Anthony Spencer, who is my son's avatar, Anthony Spencer is the issues that he has to face are community issues. And the fact that he's been running as an individualist so hard, and success has been the way he's defined himself, and he's sold relationships in order to get it, in a sense. His crossroads is a community crossroads. It's the ability to be inside of another human being, to see the world from a different point of view than his isolated, individualistic journey, and how that then dovetails all the elements of his own brokenness in the midst of that. Crossroads are where you meet the other. It's not on the straightaways where you got the pedal to the metal, right? And it's a crossroads where you've got to make the choice to stop, or you might kill somebody. Or now that you stop, what do? Do you go right? Do you go left? Do you go straight? Do you what? And I think crossroads are an invitation, fundamentally an invitation. And sometimes in our lives, crossroads are things where we come to a realization because of community, because of another who has spoken into our life. Or sometimes it happens apart from our ability to control. You know, an illness, an addiction that takes us over, you know, and you deal with some of that. So you know that the healing of these people comes from the movement away from isolation and pedal to the metal straightaways into the community that exists at the crossroads. And I think that's what we're after. We individually, everybody at this table, when I have a conversation with you, everyone at this table is in a world of extraordinary circumstances and reality that we have been so blinded to because we think it's just life, but it isn't.